Karibuni kwenye Tech-Rapture podcast, mahali tuzungumzia jinsi teknolojia inavyobadilisha maisha yetu kama binadamu kwa njia ambazo hatukutarajia. Yes! Someone dared me to do the intro in Swahili and look at that. Look at that. For those who did not understand, welcome to the Tech-Rapture podcast, where we explore how technology is disrupting or rather changing humanity, often in ways we did not see coming. In today's episode, we are going to be playing a game called Sci-Fi or Sci-Fact. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really happy for the fact that I hacked that. Thank you. I hacked that in Kiswahili, so I'm really happy. In today's episode, we're going to be playing a game called Sci-Fi or Sci-Fact. I'm currently reading a book by Morgadot called Scariest. And in the first chapter, I'm still in the first chapter, of course, he plays a game with the readers called Sci-Fi or Sci-Fact, where he pulls scenes from certain movies and he asks us, is this sci-fi or sci-fact? So, in today's episode, we will be focusing on one of my favorite series, which is Black Mirror. And I'm so excited because new episodes, or rather the new season, is dropping in April, and this is something to look forward to. There are very few things in life right now to look forward to, and I'm glad that this is one of them. In this episode, we are going to be looking at some of the most mind-bending, chilling, and scary stories in Black Mirror, and asking ourselves if we are living in this dystopian future as predicted by, or rather as predicted on Black Mirror, or is this just Jabba? Let's dive into it. Be right back. This was one of my favorite ones. Martha's boyfriend is dead. A car crash. Sudden. Violent. One day he's here, laughing, scrolling through his phone, and the next, he's gone. The funeral ends, but grief does not. And then she gets a message. There's a way to bring him back, it reads. At first, it's just a chatbot, texting her with messages that sound eerily like Ash, because they are him. Scraped together from old social media posts, voice messages, DMs, she talks to him. Then, she hears him. And before we know it, she's holding him. A synthetic body, powered by AI. He looks like Ash, talks like Ash, but deep down she knows it's not him. So let me ask, is this sci-fi or sci-fact? This is already sci-fact. If you are knee-deep in the world of AI, I'm sure by now you've already seen videos of people getting reunited. You've seen videos of grandmas who never got to meet their grandchildren, giving them a digital hug. And people are finding this to be quite soothing. Companies like Replica and Project December already allow people to interact with AI versions of lost loved ones. And in China, there is Deep Brain AI, where you can have conversations with a deceased loved one through a digital avatar. So, swali kubwa. Us as Africans, us as Kenyans. Let me ask, what do you think about digital resurrection? Would you be comfortable seeing a deceased loved one again, digitally, talking to them, speaking to them, and maybe in a couple of years holding them again in a synthetic body? So do you think digital resurrection is actually the solution to grief? Comment section, let me know how you think. Let's go to the next one. This one was my favorite episode. I think I've watched it like 5 times. Nosedive. Lacey is obsessed with her rating. She wakes up, practices her perfect smile in the mirror, and steps into the world with one goal: get 5 stars. Every interaction is a transaction. Compliment someone, 5 stars. Get a bad rating, your entire life suffers. She's one bad rating away from losing her apartment, one smile away from getting her dream home. But when she sleeps, when things go wrong, her entire world crumbles. I really enjoyed watching this episode because it was such a reality. Oh my God. Aren't we living in this reality right now? And maybe it's not as extreme, but look at China, for example, the social credit system, how your social media life, how you live your life, from how you interact online, your financial habits, your daily habits can affect your credit score. I talk more about it in a previous episode called Dictatorship and AI, and how it might look like if a government or rather a social credit score is implemented in a dictatorship society. You know, guys, I'm also being rated in this digital streets. If I don't have numbers, no one is going to take me seriously. Like, that is the thing, unfortunately. Right now, even with Instagram and social media, you are treated based on how big a following you have. And Twitter has even, not Twitter, TikTok has made it even worse, where it's so easy to grow on TikTok. If you're not growing on TikTok, I'm not even hinting at myself, but if you're not growing on TikTok, then what are you doing? Nimekukata. We're living in a world where our worth is determined by apps. When did we get here? And now I have a question, especially for Uber, because Uber ratings are also another thing, you know. I spoke to an Uber driver the other day and he was telling me that whenever he finds a client whose rating is less than 4.7, he cancels the trip. And to me, that's scary because I'm at 4.8, which I'm trying to understand. Why am I at 4.8? When I get into an Uber, first of all, when I call an Uber, I'm usually ready. I'm not those people who'll call an Uber when, I'm wearing my shoes, or I'm looking for my house keys. Okay, it's happened like once or twice. But I'm not the type of person to do that. I'm always like almost out. I will be outside at the gate by the time the car gets there, okay? And then I will get inside. If you do not initiate the conversation, I'll be quiet throughout. If you initiate the conversation, I'm a very good conversationalist. Tutachapa story. So tell me why. Why is my rating at 4.8? Mbona, why do you rate people like that? If you're an Uber driver, I'd really want to know your take. Why do you rate people even when nothing wrong has happened? And I'm also the kind of person, if there's an offer, I will still pay the full amount because I understand how oppressive the system is. So why am I at 4.8? Let me know, because what happens if one day Uber ratings are what determine if I get a car or not, or if I get a ride or not? Okay, guys, let us know. Let us move to the next episode. Metalhead, the killer robot dogs. You are running. Your breath is sharp, lungs burning. Behind you, you hear it, the sound of metal against pavement. You duck, hide behind a tree. The robot stops, scans, calculates, and then it moves. Because it never sleeps, never hesitates. You get on top of a tree and wait for its battery to die for you to run and survive. But it won't stop hunting you. It won't stop hunting you because it's being charged by solar. This was Metalhead. So let me ask, is this sci-fi or sci-fact? This is sci-fact. Guys, this is already happening. Boston Dynamics have already developed robot dogs, and they are already being used by the New York Police Department for law enforcement. Robot dogs can open doors, they can patrol streets, and even track targets by now. But now here's where I have a problem. I've been seeing people playing with robot dogs. Some are doing a good job at playing with them, which is amazing. I love it. When you're playing football with them, when you're seeing them walk around, that is good. But those of you who are kicking robot dogs, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? I have a suggestion. I think as human beings, or rather as the world, we need to establish laws. You see the way we have laws that protects animals, like laws against animal cruelty? We need laws against AI cruelty. Because at this point, our fate depends on it. Our fate as humans. Guys, this system is smarter than us. This is the first time we're going to have something smarter than us in the world. And these robot dogs are gonna have these softwares loaded in them. How else do you think they're going to operate? How else do you think they're going to accurately track people? And how long until they are armed? Okay, I keep saying that this is not a conspiracy theory podcast, but I'm afraid. I believe that storytelling is prophecy, and we've already been warned. Umewoniwa. Why are we kicking robot dogs? Kenyans, when robot dogs get here, okay, us we're gonna be kind. We're going to be loving. You pat them on the head, you call them kababa, good doggy, nice doggy. We're not going to do that. Okay, we're not going to kick them around. Let us move to the next one. Black Museum. Imagine this. You're trapped inside a museum exhibit. People walk past, laughing, taking selfies, torturing you. But you cannot move. You cannot leave because you are a hologram, a consciousness. Your mind was uploaded and now you are stuck forever. Okay, a bit too dramatic. But let me ask, is this sci-fi or sci-fact? This is kind of grey for me. I can't say that it is just sci-fi, but I can also not confidently say that it is Sci-Fact. You see, companies like Neuralink are already experimenting with brain-computer interfaces. We had a situation last year where someone who had the Neuralink chip uploaded, I think he was a patient in a coma, could play chess with it even if he was still in a coma. So, I don't know. Trust Elon Musk to pull one on us. For those of you who've watched Pantheon, I think you get it. And let me ask you, would you be okay with having your consciousness uploaded on a computer for you to live forever? Like, of course, your body is gone, umeenda, but then your consciousness, whatever that is, because no one can really accurately explain what consciousness is uploaded to a computer, but you get to live forever. Yeah, me too. It's a no. Like, no, this thing is meant to end. The beauty of life, I believe, is the fact that it's meant to end. So, I don't know, that's a bit grey for me. But let me know in the comment section what you think about mind uploading or consciousness uploading on a computer. What do you think about it? Let us move on to the next one. This next one is very chilling. Hated in the nation. At first, it seemed like an accident. One journalist dead, then another, then another. No traces of poison, no signs of an attacker, just a small puncture wound on the side of their heads. And then someone notices something. In the surveillance footage, just before each victim dies, a small metallic insect is seen hovering nearby. A bee. Only it's not a bee. It's a robot. And it's choosing its target based on one thing, what people are saying online. Imagine if you could get assassinated for what you post. Guys, and I know this sounds like sci-fi, but let me ask, is this sci-fi or sci-fact? We are already developing tiny drones, or rather the company is already developing tiny drones that could be called robot bees that I believe they wanted to use for agriculture and pollination. But just pollination? You spend billions of shillings to create things for pollination? I don't know, guys, may call it bluff. I believe that they'll be used for surveillance. I think that these are some of the things that will be used to spy on, especially activists. Right now, we are at a very interesting phase globally, not just in Kenya, but globally, where we're seeing a lot of human rights movements. We're seeing a lot of people wake up to the rights of humanity. People are fighting for people who are not even in their countries. And I mean, governments are scared. Society is being shaken in ways that are crazy, you know? So I don't think they're just making robot bees for pollination. You might be seated there and you're seeing a fly in your house and you think it's just a housefly. Bro, you're being looked at. You're being spied on. Okay, enough with the conspiracy theories. I don't know, guys. There's so many things happening. If you feel like there's an episode that I missed out, but we are probably living in that reality, let me know in the comment section below. We're going to definitely play this game again, probably in the future where I'll probably have a guest. I don't know. But let me know if there's an episode in Black Mirror that you feel we are headed towards or we are already living in. This has been the Tech-Rapture podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, the future is already happening.